Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Baldwin High School's commencement exercises. The procession of the class of 2026 is being led by Jeffrey Agnew and Jim Agnew, playing the great Highlander bagpipes. In just a few minutes, we'll be presenting the class of 2026. We ask that you respect the solemnity of the occasion and remain seated throughout the entire program. Please refrain from calling out to the graduates and hold your applause until all seniors have received their diplomas so that we may all enjoy this momentous occasion. Baldwin High School's commencement ceremony will be streamed live via web broadcast on the Baldwin Whitehall School District homepage. As a courtesy to our graduates and speakers, please silence all electronic devices. And now, ladies and gentlemen, we proudly present the class of 2026, marshaled by class officers of the class of 2027, Nathan Maylock, Gianna Harkins, Ethan Green, and Addison Troutman. Leading the procession are the senior class officers. Senior class president and distinguished graduate, Jackson Presto. Senior class vice president, distinguished graduate, and National Honor Society vice president, Ann Hampton. Senior class secretary, distinguished graduate, and National Honor Society president, Reese Temmie. Senior class treasurer, distinguished graduate, National Honor Society service chair, and on the Spanish National Honor Society Executive Board, Mackenzie Bowen. Senior class public relations chair and National Honor Society tutoring chair, Milana Verone. Senior class prom chair, Addison Hurt. And senior class prom chair and National Honor Society secretary, Molly Gorman. And the distinguished graduates adorned with medals indicating their accomplishment, Leon R. Marisick, Catherine G. Grundler, Agnes I. Saleko, Abigail J. Horn, Niabuntu Chadella, Lucas W. Ovitsky, Anna C. Plunkett, Gavin L. Sakely, Gavin J. McArdle, Aaliyah Blunt, Ria Bista, Chelsea C. Luxemburger, Ramesh Bhandari, Bryce L. Nowicki, Layla N. Go, Carter R. Smeal, Allison R. Lease, Mia V. Wise, Noah A. Sakani, Emma R. Underwood, Noah J. Morelli, Ethan L. Helbling, Zaina M. L. Magharabi, Madeline K. Grattan, Alex C. Kelly, Milana Brielle Valente, Emmeline A. Crady, Ashley Ray Skoronsky, Julian M. Marshall, Cassidy R. Tortoretti, Mason A. Lewis, Nico E. Machurak, Roussel Subetti, Diksha Chetri, and Jonathan Piquel. Senior officers of the National Honor Society, Treasurer Brielle Fisher, Media Chair Vivian Scalos, Media Chair Carly Dowie, College Liaison Zachary Liu, National Art Honor Society Senior Executives, Chloe Dawes, Andy Watowich, Megan Murphy, Zaina El Magharabi, Ria Bista, and Spanish Honor Society Executive Board Member Rosemary Becker. Ladies and gentlemen, please stand for our national anthem as sung by the Baldwin Heirs under the direction of Chris Tranter, Baldwin High School's choral director. The anthem is being signed by members of the ASL class. Gentlemen, please remove your caps.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free, and the home of the
Please be seated. At this time, we would like to recognize the men and women of this great nation who have served our country, past and present, in one of the military service branches. Our high school band, under the direction of Emery Palmer, has prepared a medley of service tunes recognizing the following military branches: the United States Army, the United States Marine Corps, the United States Navy and Merchant Marines, the United States Air Force and Air National Guard, and the United States Coast Guard. If anyone in our audience this evening, family, friends, or graduates, has ever served or will serve in any of these branches at any time, past or present, we ask that you stand to be recognized when your service tune is played, and be seated when the next service tune is played. And now, Dr. Randall A. Lutz, Superintendent of the Baldwin Whitehall School District.
Good evening, members of the Board of School Directors, families, faculty, staff, honored guests, and most importantly, the Baldwin High School class of 2026. Tonight is a celebration. It is certainly a celebration of accomplishments. It is also a celebration of diplomas earned, goals achieved, performances completed, championships won, and milestones reached. But more than anything, tonight is a celebration of a journey. For some of you, that journey began in Baldwin Whitehall as kindergarten students. You entered our schools carrying oversized backpacks, holding a parent's hand, and wondering what school would be like. Others joined us somewhere along the way. Some arrived in elementary school, while others did not get here until high school. Some of you began your journey in another school district, another state, or another country. Your paths to the field tonight have been remarkably different. Different neighborhoods, experiences, challenges, and stories. Yet you stand here together, not as students from different places, not as students who arrived at different times, but as members of the Baldwin High School class of 2026. Tonight, your individual journeys become part of a shared story. And while tonight is a celebration of your accomplishments, it is also a reminder that none of us reach moments like this alone. Before we continue, I'd like to recognize some of the people who helped make this journey possible. Leading our school district is our Board of School Directors. These individuals dedicate countless hours in service to our students, our staff, and our community. Their leadership helps create the opportunities that have allowed our students to learn, to grow, and succeed. Please stand to be recognized as I call your name. Mrs. Amanda Priano, President. Mr. Peter Giglione, Vice President. Mrs. Karen Brown, Vice President. Mrs. Tara Apt, Mr. John Bell, Dr. Anthony DeCestro, and Mrs. Ashley Miller. Thank you for your service to the Baldwin Whitehall School District. But I would also like to recognize members of our administration, faculty, and staff who are here this evening. These are individuals who have challenged, encouraged, supported, inspired, and cared for our students, your children, throughout their journey. Please join me in thanking all of our employees for their dedication to the students and families of Baldwin Whitehall. As I prepared for this evening, I found myself thinking about two ideas. The first comes from author Daniel Pink. More than 20 years ago, Pink wrote a book called A Whole New Mind, and in it, he argued that the future would belong to people who could create, communicate, empathize, connect ideas, and find meaning and purpose. At the time, that seemed like a bold prediction, but today it seems remarkably accurate. You are graduating into a world where artificial intelligence can answer questions, create images, generate presentations, write reports, and perform tasks that only a few years ago seemed impossible. Information has never been more available. Knowledge has never been more accessible. Yet the qualities that make us uniquely human have never been more valuable. The ability to inspire another person, the ability to build trust, the ability to lead. No technology can replace these things. In fact, as technology becomes more capable, those qualities may become your greatest advantage. And perhaps that is one of the greatest gifts of attending a school like Baldwin High School. Every day you learned alongside people whose stories were different than your own, different cultures, backgrounds, experiences, perspectives. That experience teaches something that no textbook can teach and no technology can replicate. It teaches the ability to see the world through someone else's eyes. Those are not simply school skills, they are human skills. And they are exactly the skills that the future will demand. As I thought about that reality, I was reminded of a second idea, and this one came from Joy Balawini in the poem Terminal Resistance. The poem centers on a simple but powerful concept, resistance. Not resistance at something that stops us, or resistance as something that shapes us. Resistance as something that we move through. As I reflected on your time at Baldwin High School, I realized that the journey of a Highlander is really a good story about resistance. For years, we've spoken about the 5 competencies that we hope every student develops during their time in Baldwin Whitehall: empathy, creative and critical thinking, communication, responsible collaboration, and adaptive thinking. But none of those qualities develop in isolation. Every one of them is born through a challenge and shaped through resistance. Earlier this year, you participated in the student exit interviews. As I reviewed your reflections, I noticed something interesting. Very few of you talked about a test score, a worksheet, a quiz, or a particular assignment. Instead, you talked about experiences, overcoming obstacles, balancing responsibilities, and recovering from mistakes. In other words, you talked about growth. And what became clear to me is that the challenges that you faced here were not interruptions to your education. They were your education. The lessons that will stay with you long after tonight are often learned through moments that are uncomfortable, uncertain, and difficult. That's where resilience is developed, character is built, and confidence is earned and grows. Before I conclude, I want to remind you of something that is easy to forget on a night like this. None of you arrived here alone. Behind every graduate sits a story: a parent who sacrificed, a grandparent who encouraged, a teacher who believed, a coach who challenged, a friend who supported, a bus driver who greeted you, a custodian who prepared your classroom, or a cafeteria worker that just knew your name. This diploma may bear your name, but tonight's accomplishments belong to an entire community that invested in your success. Remember those people. Be grateful for those people, and wherever possible, become that person for someone else. Class of 2026, you are entering a world filled with incredible opportunities and unprecedented change. The future will demand many things from you, not just what you know, but how you treat people, how you respond to change, how you lead, how you serve, and how you continue to grow. The Baldwin Whitehall School District has prepared you well, not because it removed resistance from your path, but because it taught you how to move through it. The path that brought you to this field have been remarkably different. Yet tonight you stand here together as members of the Baldwin High School class of 2026. Tomorrow your journeys will once again take you in different directions. But whatever your next journey begins, and wherever your next journey begins, carry with you the qualities that brought you here tonight. And when that resistance appears, when the future feels uncertain, when the path ahead seems difficult, remember what you've already learned on your journey of a Highlander. You can adapt, you can persevere, you can grow. And as Joy Baldwin reminds us, do not be afraid. Congratulations, Baldwin High School, class of 2026.
Class President Jackson Presto.
Every year, the U.S. News and World Report publishes its list of top colleges. Every week, ESPN broadcasts its top greatest sports plays. Today, I'm going to share with you a new list: Jackson Presto's top 4 high school moments. Moment number 1, the double face fall. During my last 2 ever track meets, while running the 800 meter, I was tripped, and I fell in the exact same spot on the track in both races. Because of this setback, my track career was cut short at the last chance meet before Whitfields. My initial reaction was one of anger at myself. Then, I was disappointed that I had put in all the work and I did not meet my goal. Although I was crushed, I'm still grateful for the experience and the lessons that I learned along the way. I learned what it is like to give my absolute all to something, to fail, and to literally fall on my face, but then to get back up again. We should always embrace failure because failure is the route to success. Moment number 2, the triple car crash. In the first year I had my driver's license, I got into 3 car accidents. After the first, my parents were just happy I was okay. After the second, they were a little mad. And after the third, they were pretty angry and they made me take driving lessons. But they always forgave me. These accidents showed me not only to pay attention while I was driving, but also to be thankful for my family for always forgiving me. Every one of us has made mistakes, and forgiveness is what allows us to grow from those mistakes. Mistakes are made, and the people that are there for you in those moments are the most valuable. Moment number 3, most likely 2. A few weeks ago when the senior superlatives came out, I was voted most likely to succeed and most likely to be late to graduation. When I saw this, I told my mom, the people that think they know me said I'm most likely to succeed, but the people who really know me said I'm most likely to be late to graduation. I know that I still have things to improve on. No one is perfect. Even the most successful people in the world have something to work towards. We should all always strive for new goals and the betterment of ourselves. Moment number 4, face paint. Our sophomore year, our basketball team made it to the WPIAL final. Through their playoff journey, you could see me and my best friends at every game covered head to toe in purple face paint. Although they ultimately lost, those games were some of my most fun moments at Baldwin. From this experience, I learned the importance of friendship, not being afraid of embarrassment, and having fun. It also taught me what it looks like for a community to come together, support each other, and a team. All of us should get to relax, have fun, and be part of a community. Now, looking back at my list, it may not have been as informative as the U.S. News, or even as entertaining as ESPN, but the lessons I learned from this list will last with me forever. A list of 4 is an awkward number. That is because my list is unfinished, as are all of yours. So enjoy more moments, learn more lessons, and finish your lists.
Representing the distinguished graduates, Zaina El Magharabi.
Well, I've been afraid of changing, but time makes you bolder. Even children get older, and I'm getting older too. These lyrics come from our senior song and choir, Landslide by Fleetwood Mac. When I first heard the song, I had made the assumption that it didn't apply to me. However, when listening again later that night, I found myself saddened at the thought of growing up and not being able to recognize who I am soon to become. And the song's words made me face something I hadn't wanted to admit. I'm terrified of change and what it asks of me as I begin to move my life forward. Many of us may be terrified of losing our friends after high school and having to start over with meeting new ones. Terrified of walking into a future that feels so much bigger than anything we've ever known. We are going to be standing in front of a path that is completely unfamiliar, yet we are told to believe that we will figure it out along the way. This idea makes me think about my family and significant changes they have endured. My middle sister, Rihanna, who lost half of her high school years to Crohn's disease. My oldest, Pittsburgh, and my mom, who became a mother at 18, sacrificing her youth to provide for the family she had just begun. I am so incredibly grateful to have a family whose experiences I can reflect on throughout this speech. However, in each of those moments, change wasn't easy or straightforward. And in each case, The change was faced with courage, and yet, through it, something meaningful was built. Resilience, strength, and the ability to keep moving forward. It's a reminder that even in the most difficult circumstances can shape us into someone bolder, regardless of how old we are. I think we can all agree that graduating is different, because this time, it's us stepping forward into the change on our own, choosing who we want to become when no one is guiding every step. We will now be the ones to decide who we are when we're put into our new environments. And as we take our diplomas today and walk up that hill as graduates, we carry with us everything we've learned, seen, and become along the way. The song closes with the following lines: "Climb a mountain and turn around, and if you see my reflection in the snow-covered hills, the landslide will bring it down." When I think about these closing lyrics, I think about when we can eventually look back on who we once were. I hope that we'll see every challenge, every goodbye, and every moment that forced us to keep moving forward, and still choose to continue exploring who we are capable of becoming. It has been the greatest honor to stand before you all today. I want to thank you all for listening and for sharing this moment for me. Congratulations, class of 2026.
Please welcome School Board Student Representative Bryce Nowicki.
Two minutes, 120 seconds. That was the maximum time I was told this speech could be. When I sat down to write my first draft, I found it extremely difficult to encapsulate 4 years of high school experiences within only 2 minutes. Watching me struggle, my mother reminded me of a quote from author and accredited motivational speaker Zig Ziglar. He said, "You don't have to be great to start, but you have to start to be great." This idea is a true testament to our class's high school journey. Starting was the hardest part. Throughout all the difficulties these 4 years have brought, I am proud to say that we have made it. The class as a whole has overcome challenges and changes during the time, beginning with being a middle schooler in a high school building, then adjusting to block scheduling and Highlander times. Surviving initially involved hoping to remember where classes were and developing relationships with teachers. Today is the day that after 4 years of conquering obstacles, that we finally get to walk at commencement. Looking back, I can say we all adjusted to the routine of high school. All of us grew up in these years by making commitments such as adding jobs, sports, and extracurricular activities to fill our time. The initial nerves dissipated as we embraced and changed for many new beginnings. Throughout the way, there were times of stress and doubt stemming from late night assignments, studying for tests, and early morning classes. These obstacles were not easy. However, to become Ziglar's notion of great, we started adapting and conquering all of those stressful feats. My wish for all my fellow graduates is that your memories of high school are not defined by the textbooks we read, the notes we took, or the tests we struggled through. I hope that we all remember high school as a time when throughout a 4-year span, we developed the ability to reason, to empathize, to lead, and to strengthen the community around us, therefore preparing us for life beyond these high school walls. Take this growth as inspiration and knowing that starting is a necessary step to finding success in whatever your respective endeavors are. To all the teachers who influenced the class of 2026, we sincerely thank you for acting as guardrails on our road to success. The guidance of every teacher has truly helped shape our class's development, and we are grateful for the time, dedication, and care that went into this effort. To the class of 2026, as we are handed our diplomas and move our tassels, I ask that in times of challenge and when life presents an obstacle, remember that you will not be perfect when starting new beginnings. However, through challenge, hard work, growth, and development, you will become great in any endeavor. You just need initiative to the first step and take start.
Ms. Amanda Priano, President of the Baldwin Whitehall Board of Directors.
Good evening. As we've seen throughout the events today, tonight is a night of great celebration. It's a night filled with pride, gratitude, excitement, and perhaps for some of you, a little uncertainty about what comes next. It's a night you will remember, not because of the caps and gowns or the diplomas, but because tonight marks the moment where one chapter closes and another begins. During my time on the board, I've had the privilege of seeing education from many perspectives. I see plans and policies, meetings and decisions, but nights like tonight remind us why this work really matters. Education is never just about grades or test scores. It's about helping young people discover who they are. It's about teaching resilience when things become difficult. It's about building confidence, character, compassion, and courage. It's about preparing students not only to make a living, but to make a life. Each one of you has already demonstrated tremendous strength to reach this moment. Some of you overcame obstacles that nobody else fully saw. Some balanced school with jobs, family responsibilities, or personal struggles. Some of you succeeded easily in certain areas while quietly fighting battles in others. And yet here you are, and that deserves recognition and celebration. As author and educator Maya Angelou said, people will forget what you said, people will forget what you did, but people will never forget how you made them feel. As you move forward in life, remember the truth in those words. Years from now, people may not remember your GPA or your class rank, but they will remember your kindness. They will remember whether you treated others with dignity. They will remember whether you showed compassion, integrity, and empathy when it mattered most. In a world that often rewards speed, competition, and achievement, never lose sight of your humanity. The measure of a meaningful life is not simply what you gain for yourself, but what you contribute to others. Graduates, I also want you to acknowledge the people sitting in front of you tonight who have contributed to your life, those people who have made you feel valuable, safe, and loved. Your parents and grandparents, your guardians and siblings, your teachers, coaches, mentors, and friends. There were people who encouraged you when you doubted yourself, sacrificed for you even when you may not have realized it, and believed in you even on days when you struggled to believe in yourself. Tonight is their celebration too. As you leave this place, you will go in many different directions. Some of you will attend college or enter the workforce. Some of you will serve in the military. Some will pursue trades, careers, travel, or opportunities we can't even imagine yet. Yet every path represented here tonight has value. Every dream matters, and every success looks different for each person. Be curious enough to keep learning. Be brave enough to take risks. Be wise enough to listen. And be strong enough to stand up for others. Be compassionate enough to make people feel seen, valued, and respected. Most importantly, never underestimate your ability to make a difference. Oftentimes, changing the world does not begin with a grand gesture. Sometimes it begins with simply showing kindness to another person. Sometimes it begins with choosing honesty when it is difficult. Sometimes it begins with believing that even small acts of goodness matter, and they do matter. Tonight, as you walk across this field, you carry more than a diploma. You carry your experiences, you carry your memories, you carry the lessons learned in classrooms, on stages, on athletic fields, and in moments with friends. You also carry the hopes of this community that believes deeply in your potential. We believe that you will lead with compassion, We believe that you will contribute with purpose. We believe you will face challenges with resilience, and we know you are capable of extraordinary things. Class of 2026, your story is only beginning, and your future is filled with possibility. On behalf of my fellow board members, congratulations to each and every one of you. We are proud of you, we believe in you, and we cannot wait to see the impact you have on this world.
Please welcome School Board Student Representative Abigail Horn.
When will I know I'm ready? You won't. It's a leap of faith. That's all it is, Miles. A leap of faith. This conversation comes from one of my favorite movies growing up, Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse. And now that I'm older, this scene holds a much deeper significance. A mentor is telling his successor advice we will all eventually have to learn. The future is uncertain, fear will always exist, and sometimes the only way forward is to leap into the universe of possibility despite the uncertainty. Life after high school is something many of us have been planning for since we first walked into Baldwin as freshmen. Our classes encouraged us to explore future careers, taught us how to budget, plan, and prepare for adulthood. Yet, even with all of that preparation, the future can still feel overwhelming. At 18 years old, it feels as if we're expected to have our entire lives mapped out already, that every decision has to be perfect, and if the plan falls apart, somehow we do too. But life doesn't work that way. I cannot promise that all of us will become celebrities driving Lamborghinis down the red carpet, negotiate billion-dollar business deals, or sit in the White House as the next president of the United States. However, what I can promise is this: if you never leap, never take a chance, your dreams will never have the possibility of becoming a reality. Whether your next step is college, trade school, the military, the workforce, or something you haven't even discovered yet, none of us truly know exactly where life will lead, and that's okay. What matters is that we keep moving forward anyway. You cannot stop the fact that you are graduating from high school, and honestly, you should be incredibly proud to be here. We completed 13 years of schooling. We survived every standardized test, every late night assignment, every stressful class, and every exit interview, proving that we are ready for what comes next. Alongside that, many of us balanced athletics, jobs, volunteer work, artistic passions, leadership roles, and responsibilities outside of school. Accomplishments like those demonstrate the strength of our perseverance and the caliber of our character. They reveal what people we truly are. So, when will you know you're ready? The truth is, you may never fully find out. But despite the uncertainty you may feel, I do know this: we are ready to graduate, we are ready to embrace independence, we are ready to make our mentors proud, and most importantly, we are ready to take that leap. Congratulations, class of 2026. I cannot wait to see what futures you create for yourselves.
Co-Principal, Mr. Brandon Whitfield.
Class of 2026, I want you to take a minute to think about all the moments that brought you here tonight. The first day nerves, the friendships that formed, the classes you loved, the classes you just survived, the games, performances, competitions, dances, late nights, stress, laughter, and all the moments when high school felt like it would never end. And somehow, here we are. What stands out the most about this class is not just what you have achieved, but how you showed up. You've showed up for each other, you adapted, you found ways to lead, you learned lessons that will matter far beyond any classroom. And here's the truth I hope you remember after tonight. You do not need to have your entire life figured out right now. Some of you have a clear plan, while others are still deciding between paths. Some of you are confident, and some of you are nervous. Most of you are probably a combination of all those things, and that's normal. There's a lot of pressure in the world to act like you always know exactly where you're headed, but real growth usually happens the opposite way. Life is often built one decision at a time, one opportunity, one risk, one relationship, and one moment where you decide to keep going. You will make mistakes, everyone does. You will face setbacks, everyone does. You will have moments where things do not go according to plan. That does not mean you failed, it means you are a human. What matters most is not whether your path is perfect. What matters is your willingness to keep learning, keep growing, and keep showing up. As principal, I've had the privilege of watching this class grow over the years. And while your accomplishments are impressive, the things that I remember most are the moments that probably never made headlines. The student helping someone having a rough day, the teammate encouraging another player, the quiet acts of kindness, the resilience shown when life became difficult, and the students who made this school a better place simply by the way they treated others. That's impact, and the world needs more of it. The world needs more people like all of you. Class of 2026, it has been a great ride these past 4 years, and I'm truly proud of each and every one of you. Now, as my official duty as an administrator of Baldwin High School, Dr. Lutz, School Board of Directors, and members of the Baldwin Whitehall community, I present to you and certify that the members of the class of 2026 have met the graduation requirements of the Baldwin Whitehall School District and the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania. Seniors, please rise and be recognized by family and friends.
Seniors, please be seated except for the first row. Move to receive your diplomas.
Jackson Albert Presto.
Mackenzie Grace Bowen.
Ann Hampton.
Reese Elizabeth Temming. Leon Ryan.
Milana Marie Varone.
Leon Ryan Marisik.
Molly Elizabeth Gorman.
Addison May Hurt.
Catherine Genevieve Grunler.
Shadella Niabantu.
Agnes Inilua Saleko.
Abigail Joe Horn.
Anna Corinne Plunkett.
Gavin James McCardle.
Lucas William Ovitsky.
Gavin Lawrence Sakley.
Ria Bista.
Ramesh Bandahari.
Aaliyah Rose Blunt.
Chelsea Cameron Luxemburger.
Layla Noel Go.
Carter Ryan Smeal.
Bryce Logan Nowicki.
Noah Anthony Sakani.
Mia Veronica Wise.
Ethan Lloyd Helbling.
Emma Rose Underwood.
Noah James Morelli.
Zaina El Magharabi.
Madeline Kate Grattan.
Alex Christopher Kelly.
Emmeline Aurora Crady.
Milana Brielle Valente.
Ashley Ray Skoronsky.
Julian Malachi Marshall.
Vivian Wren Skaglos.
Cassidy Rose Tortoretti.
Andy Jude Witowitz.
Zachary Edward Liu.
Nico Edward Machurak.
Brielle Elizabeth Fisher.
Carly Mackenzie Dowie.
Roussel Subetti.
Jonathan Christopher Piquel.
Allison Rose Lease.
Chloe Grace Dodds.
Megan Rose Murphy.
Diksha Chetri.
Rosemary Becker.
Sadef Ahmadzah.
Morgan Deanne Bentz.
Pujan Achari.
Uziel Alkusan.
Michelle Atino.
Trey Vincent Alario.
Matthew James Elgire.
Yelena Banovic.
Nirmala Burrell.
Michael Joseph Amato.
John Ball III.
Taylor Jordan Barnes.
Lacey Lee Bernardis.
Aiden Thomas Barrett.
Noah William Bebout.
Propti Bougel.
Samipa Bista.
McKinley Matthew Beach.
Ethan Luke Bell.
Rashma Biswa.
Ava Michelle Bain.
Rhythm Batarai.
Dylan Brandt.
Cameron Ellen Boyce.
Jaden Caitlin Brannig.
Parrish Brinson.
Vincent Lewis Broccoli.
Ariana Camara Burnsworth.
Kelly Eleonora Campion.
Ryan Taylor Brown.
Nathan Paul Buys.
Ava Julianne Caparelli.
Layla Castleberry.
Alexander Mauricio Castaneda.
Michael Anthony Coates.
Kadrina Chetri.
Pratima Chetri.
Tamar Christopher Connor.
Bramir Aaron Conrad.
Marissa Victoria Chiappino.
Gianna Valentina Coliandria.
Zachary Andrew Zapko.
Mac Joseph Dempsey.
Sophia Michelle Colwell.
Vapisha Darji.
Mateo Valente de Caesar.
Tyler Brian Dingus.
Emilion Soleil David.
Hannah Michelle Davidson.
Xander Derling.
Andre Marcus Diven.
Ella Grace Dedis.
Emma Marie Faraball.
Chris Dodge.
Blaine Thomas Donnelly.
Ava Grace Faust.
Naomi Marie Firkett.
Logan Robert Douglas.
Adam Edward Dressler.
Naya Fernandez.
Kaylee Catherine Fitzurka.
Davion Tymer Dumais.
Lucas Keenan Dunsey.
Kirsten Pearl Four.
Ava Rose France.
Stephen Evanitz.
Hayden Quinn Fox.
Jordan Ruth Garandash.
Evan Daniel Ferrari.
Peyton Kelly Fitzpatrick.
Shalina Gimaray.
Swastika Gimmery.
Brody Michael Flynn.
Tahara Celeste Griffin. Ryan James Frederick.
Mulan Sadia Glover.
Ruby Grace Hackle.
Luke Frankovich.
Trey Joseph Furyk.
Ashmita Gurgai.
Dalila Habib.
Caleb Iserman Frischello.
Shumit Gali.
Sahar Halima.
Abigail Jolene Hurt.
Dylan Matthew Gamble.
Dewas Gimmery.
Avery May Harrington.
Madeline Lee Holmes.
Shushan Gallery.
Ryan Keith Grunwald.
Daytona Lynn Hissong.
Zoe Hupp.
Braden Michael Gremba.
Mark Daniel Hanlon.
Taylor O'Brien Husick.
Alexandra Mackenzie Iwanek.
Rujal Garung.
Demetrius Tyrell Henry.
Louise Ismailov.
Emma Catherine Joyce.
Aiden Keith Harris.
Zachary Tanner Hudson.
Julia Marie Jackson.
Musenge Walia Kasuba.
Caleb Holden.
Awaj Karki.
Brianna Antoinette Caligiris.
Violet Marie Kearney.
Nicholas John Huschek.
Blake Christian Kessler.
Madeline Ann Keene.
Arsita Katiwada.
Barrage Cattell.
Davlajon Karikulov.
Avery Kenny.
J.C. Page Klingensmith.
Arpan Katka.
Austin James Kruszewski.
Maris Autumn Kilby.
Kira Isabel Kozak.
Kane Kinnear.
Saint Hemiaki Langemedge.
Danica Konvalenka.
Julia LaDuke.
Braden Michael Gooch.
Leland Daniel Leopard.
Isabella Marie Craigline.
Brooke Joanne Leary.
Dylan Patrick Leonhardt.
Jacob Walter.
Rihanna Renee Lavelle.
Emily Ann Lex.
Mason Albert Lewis.
Assad Majed Mahmood.
Elena Gail Lewis.
Rachel May Mahick.
Sandesh Magar.
Elijah Michael William Manley.
Talia Noel Makajewski.
Akriti Merrick.
Ben Arlo Macher.
Max Philip Marzina.
Nishma Lamashane.
Leah Kennedy McKee.
Richard Charles Morella.
Braden Hugh Thomas Moorfield.
Caitlin Marie McKeever.
Lydia Sarah Miser.
Jacob Charles Mears.
Giano Anthony Nuovo.
Josephine Elizabeth Michelay.
Devin Lee Morris.
Alexander Joseph Myers.
Do you know how to pronounce my last name? Moring. M-O-R-E-R-I-N.
Tay O'Toole.
Abigail Lisa Mooring.
Madeline Blue Naren.
Dave Ugnies.
Braden James Parker.
Jalen Mariah Morgard.
Caitlin Marie Nyalka.
Jason Bahati Olela.
Shane Carter Perry.
Jordan Janelle Morris.
Callie Michelle Ola.
Vanessa Awushu.
Jacob Ryan Phillips.
Isabella Rose Niles.
Julianne Helene Ott.
Michael Gary Patterson, Jr.
Nikolai Jefferson Perot.
Chacha Nyan.
Jada Michelle Palmer.
Nikita Petruk.
Gavin Robert Recker.
Olivia Judith O'Malley.
Grace Marie Peebles.
Tony Pinkerton.
I can celebrate before getting it, right? Before getting my. No.
Laith Hafid Saleh.
Olivia Grace Page.
Anne Claire Peterson.
Bimal Rai.
Mark Paul Shank.
Toby Palmieri.
Matilda Josiah Pierre Paul.
Gavin Patrick Reese.
Michael Stephen Shobe.
Michaela Ray Perry.
Safa Popelzai.
LRC.
Morgan Marie Offerman.
Sarah Grace Petrovich.
B. Maria Kwalik.
Caleb Gage Scheller.
Purba Sherpa.
Marwa Popaza.
Sony Hangma Rai.
Brandon Seitzinger.
Lucas John Sleeman.
Emma Kathleen Powell.
Catherine Rains.
Jaden Schatzer.
Sean Stanley.
Delaney Kathleen Quinton.
John Richard Shandor.
Mustafa Shur.
Gianna Marie Rad.
Olivia Marie Rao.
John Matthew Steverson.
Caleb Edward Spinnenweber.
Rowan May Reinierson.
Lily Quinn Renzi.
Kesab Subedi.
Joshua Dylan Stout.
Aisha Sari.
Liliana Marie Rock.
Keegan James Zegedy.
Aiden Christopher Stockley.
Ada Delphine Schmetzer.
Kendall Marie Santilla.
Sujan Tamang.
Hayden Thomas Swanson.
Allison Jacqueline Schwab.
Crystal Say.
William Philip Thurman.
Evan John Spera.
Lily Marie Schwartz.
Madeline Rose Schumacher.
Trent Terzak.
Luke Walter Thompson.
Ella Sophia Scurry.
Ella Blythe Schwartzmiller.
Lucas John Wyatrowski.
Karun Tawari.
Pragati Shahi.
Addison Colette Scurry.
Gleb McCovey.
Alexander Jacob Weber.
Olivia Shellman.
Julia Marie Sang.
Avery Allison Shawley.
Tanner Aiden Zalar.
Lauren Marie Smith.
Kritanjali Sharma.
Alora Lynn Stevenson.
Sejal Sharma.
Mackenzie Ray Stout.
Callie Jean Seifert.
Haya Ahmed Suhail.
Amore Nevea Shockley.
Anusha Umarova.
Joel May Stevens.
Yvonne Stoyanovich.
Justine Marie Vukolich.
Jovana Stojanovic.
Sol Weedor.
Supriya Tamang.
Cheyenne Marie Weibel.
Reshma Timsina.
Mariah Amari Wallace.
Juliana Victoria Weiss.
Molly Jean Wotowitz.
Helene Elizabeth White.
Cameron Brianna Zolka.
Rebecca Lynn Wilds. Emma Colleen Wisnowski. Felicia Ann Wood. Josephine K. Wysocki.
once again Dr. Randall A. Lutz to certify the class of 2026.
It's amazing how fast times fly. I sat in the chairs here 40 years ago in 1986, and it just seems like that was yesterday. But here we go. As superintendent of the Baldwin Whitehall School District, it is both my duty and my honor to present to you the Baldwin High School class of 2026. These students have successfully completed all graduation requirements established by the Pennsylvania Department of Education and the Baldwin Whitehall Board of School Directors and are entitled to receive their diplomas. Graduates, the journey that brought you to this moment is complete. The opportunities before you are just beginning. Therefore, by the authority vested in me by the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania and the Baldwin Whitehall Board of School Directors, I hereby declare the members of the Baldwin High School class of 2026 to be graduates of Baldwin High School. Congratulations, class of 26.
Seniors, please stand as Senior Class President Jackson Presto leads the class in the turning of the tassels.
All right, is everybody ready? 3, 2, 1.
Please stand as members of the Baldwin High School Choir sing the alma mater. Gentlemen, please remove your caps.
Baldwin High, our alma mater, will be true to you. In our work and in our travels, all the long years through, joy we've seen and sadness too, but this the bond makes strong. Through the years that are before us, we'll remember you.
We're done.
And now, Seniors will now perform the traditional hat toss on a count of 3, 2, 1, go! Seniors, please rise and move to begin the recessional.